Hey, good morning, adults. Just finished an awesome workout this morning. Today's my off strength day. I did slide board and lots of different variations of core stability, paid off type stuff, and just a lot of good stuff. Very fatigued. So this is a way that I like to cool down a lot. It's cold out here, so I don't like to get on the ground. So I like using my bench. If I had like a true stretch station, that would be awesome. I don't, so this fits the bill for me pretty good. So basically, I just put my bench at a 45-degree angle. I just kind of step on, so now I can start to work hip extension, but also hip flexion on the other leg together. So I'll just usually I do 3 to 4 reps, and then I'll start adding drivers, rotation, hit both sides, get a little more extension here, and then gradually, and you can't see it, but my back foot is kind of turned inward, so pigeon-toed. And then I'll go to the front leg and try to really open up that hip flexion, drive to the inside a few times, drive straight up over the top a few times, and then go to the outside, kind of reach across here, and then I'll change my foot position just to really open up. Then I'll go after more of a leg raise position. So like if I'm doing hamstring, but it's really just emphasizing the leg raise. And now I just kind of hinge through this rather than rounding. Take my toe, which is straight up at 12 o'clock. Now I'll take it and I'll turn it to 2 o'clock, and I'll reach across to like 10 o'clock with my hand so I can get some great lateral hamstring. Good, just feels good. And then I go put my foot at 10, reach my hand to 2. Now this goes really good and deep in the medial aspect of the hamstring. And then I'll go ahead and I'll switch it up. I'm going to do this fast so you don't have to see the whole thing. But again, I'll do flexion here of the front leg, extension of the back, up over the top, open up a little bit more. Drive with my arms. Again, my toe is turned inward, so I'm internally rotated with my foot. Get both sides, and then I'll try to work on driving through the hip a little bit through here, and then get some hamstrings straight up. Really work on that leg raise pattern. So I'm working on being able to raise the leg and keep extended on the back leg. Then I'll go 2 and 10. Switch it up here, and then I'll do the same kind of concept, but I'll just put my foot on sideways. So now I can really work some adductors. Now, when I do this, if I tilt this way, it's relatively increasing the range of motion that this thigh bone moves, okay? So if I stay lined up with it, you can see how it moves. And if I tilt, the relative range of motion increases a lot at the joint, okay? Through the pelvis and into the hip and everything, okay? So then I can take this toe, turn it up, and now that really gets deep into the hip and groin here. And then I can do the same thing. I can add my arm drivers. I would turn and get the other side, obviously. Then I like to go after the front of my thigh, so I'll bring this all the way up to 90, and I just put my foot up like you do in a quad in hip flexor stretch. So I'll start pretty tall and get in here, and I do the same thing. All I do is I start, now I'm going to side bend in the frontal plane. And believe me, this gets so many different spots when you do this. Then I'll add rotation into it, and then I'll go back forward. Then I bring the leg out. Now I'm getting a little bit more of my hip, okay, because I'm opening up through the hip. And then I can get some just baby lunges on the front, and then I go through my rotations again, okay, and then switch it. Now I typically go a little bit longer than this, but I'm trying not to have you have to see every single rep. I'll go here, and again, I start tall. This is very much quad dominant right here, because that's where my limitation is, okay? Because I haven't put the thigh bone behind me too much, so I'm not going to get as much hip, even though I'm getting some, okay? And then I'll work through. Now, the thigh bone is behind me, okay? It's behind my center of mass, so I'm going to get more hip, obviously, right? Hip flexor. Now I can work a different range of motions, and that feels awesome. Now I would do my ankles as well, but you don't have to watch